All right, hold on. Here we go. I don't remember the issues with this were. Gaming Zone, hello. What's the audio like? I'm not using Streamlabs anymore because I feel like it's been giving me a lot of problems. Hopefully you guys can hear me. You're not going to be able to hear the game, I think, is the problem. Oh my gosh. The quality of that is terrible. Oh, okay, you can. Cool. Cool. Just making sure. Voice is perfect. Yeah, I'm using better headphones now. I'm using the Bluetooth ones, but unfortunately, these work with a different app. The problem is you probably won't be able to hear the game, I think. I don't remember if you can hear tapping on like the external mic, but you shouldn't, I don't think. You're eating now? Oh, okay. No problem. I'm thinking I'm gonna swap this out for Mr. X. There we go. Hello, mic testing, hello. Silent, hello. If you tell me that you can't hear me, then that's completely your fault, because Gaming Zone just told me that he could. So hopefully everything's okay though. I think you won't be able to hear the game sound at all, and that is due to the app only, which is why I didn't really like using this app. But you know, the other one keeps crashing, so I'm actually more just testing this to see if it's something to do with the app that I'm using or my internet connection. Could be either one, could be both, who knows. My word, took a lot of damage there. It's not good. Please. Let me get past you, stupid. This may or may not be a good idea. We'll find out. Come on. You know you want to. All of those missed. That's awesome. Oh, I'll go over here. Oh, nope. Oh, I didn't die. I think Ruffles is sitting 5,000 miles away from his mic. Is it really quiet? You shouldn't be able to, you should be able to hear me, but you shouldn't be able to hear the game sound is the problem. Know your voice. Is it really quiet? Hold on. I'm not sure there's anything I can... You might just have to turn it up. I don't think there's anything that I can do in this. The only option I have is mute or, you know, make this bubble on the side smaller or bigger or smaller, which is not very useful. Oh, never mind. Almost did the wrong thing. Forgot there's an arrow there. Sound is good for me. Okay. Some people are being picky. Now it's somewhat okay. Alright, alright. Ban him. Ban who? Welcome back, Gambit. My ID, you can friend me through Facebook. But through the game, my list is full, and I won't be accepting any requests. Doesn't really matter who it is. Gambit, that would work if it was Twitch, but it's not. The link is in the description, though. I feel like you forgot what platform you were on for a second. Stalker, hello. Yeah, I did. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, especially like if you have it full screen on your phone or whatever. It's how I usually watch streams. You just like, it's not really important to you like where you're at. Unless it's one of those obvious Twitch streams where it's just like, you know, they got the webcam, they got the chat, and they're constantly talking about bits and whatever crap. You know the ones that I'm talking about. Just like, no hate on those guys. It's good that they're doing well. Oh, come on. I might quit Mech Arena. Oh, okay, I mean, fair enough. Got any other games lined up for yourself? I'm currently in the process of like looking for other mech games to see if there's anything that I like. I haven't really found anything yet, but maybe we will. Come back here, stupid. He's being a coward. Oh, well, I don't like that at all. Save me. Thank you. Come on, I can kind of worm my way on top of this thing. Anybody want it? You want to come around? Okay, fine. Don't then. Oh wow, I may have just saved myself there. Nice. That was an interesting situation. There's gotta be another Zephyr in that mix. And for that reason alone, I am not risking it. So I could just like peek around the corner. Yeah, it's definitely another Zephyr over there. Oh! I wanted to kill that Zephyr real quick. I lived 69.8 thousand HP. Yeah. Call of Duty. Mobile version or just general Call of Duty? And if it's just the general, is it like the campaign or Warzone? I have tried Warzone, but I am really awful at it. It's one of those things where, I don't know, battle royales in general. Raj Mohanan. I don't think anyone was asking for your ID, so I'm not going to. Shadow Pro just got back holiday. Nice. Don't spam IDs, please. Yeah, pretty much. What happened to the mic? I started on a new app, so hopefully it doesn't crash this time. I want to see if the app's the problem. Blackout. Warzone is easy, is what you're trying to say? Well, it depends on how long you've been playing it for. If you want to see Max Aragnos, check out Surya's ID. He's changed his name to Bad Boy. Oh, did he? Hold on. He should be in my list. He might be above me. Oh, there's Stormy. Look at that. 67.59. That's amazing. All right, let me look. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute, boy. Carbine. Surge. There we go. I love that Arachnos skin. I'm gonna max my Arachnos relatively soon. Raj Mohanan. I do not have room in the game, so if you're gonna friend me, it's gonna have to be through Facebook. If anybody else wants to add you, though, I'll let that message stay. But yeah, the big problem for for me anyway, for like battle royale games is if you don't play it a lot, then you're just gonna get destroyed by people who do play it a lot. So it's just like, I don't know. It's not really worth the grind, I feel like. It's also very frustrating. Armand, nobody... Please stop putting your IDs in the chat, people. Do you do hanger reviews on Wednesdays? Yeah, I'll probably do one today. Those are called tryhards. See, I know that that's what people call them, but that's just a way of saying I suck and I don't, and I want it to sound good that I suck, but I want it to sound bad that they're better than me. But it's like, of course they're trying hard. They're trying to win. That's the point of the freaking game. If you're not there to try, then you shouldn't be there at all. I would consider, I suppose there is there is you know, a place to call someone a tryhard, and I suppose that would be like when people are using like the tiniest little like bugs and whatever to get like the tiniest little advantages. Like if there was a fraction of a pixel where you could like peek your gun out but they wouldn't be able to hit your head or something, then people would be doing that all the time, and those people would be considered tryhards because, you know, they're not in it to have fun. They're in it just to win. What is BOT? Is a bot, but hold on. I'm gonna refresh my. Let me make sure. Okay. My stream looked like it might have been freezing up right there. Voice is glitching out. Yeah, my stream is glitching out, man. But BOT is actually another mech game, Battle of Titans. It's an old one, and it hasn't been updated. So if you play it, it's just going to be... The only people you play up against are people who have probably been playing it for years, so get ready for that. Chill out. Raj, you are the one that's screaming. Bro, do you have max Tengu? I do not, actually. Let me show you. I got 1 level left. I'm opening as many crates as I can. I need 500 blueprints exactly. Yeah, and that's gonna cost me 6,000 acorns, which is awesome. How does the hanger review thing work? I think we'll do it the way that I've been doing it, which is I will pick I will pick somebody when I ask for IDs anyway. Don't put it in now, but when I ask for IDs, I will pick someone, usually the first person to say something. And then as soon as I finish, you guys can put your IDs in the chat again if I didn't pick you. And that's to keep me from scrolling up and then scrolling down and scrolling up and then scrolling down to try to do everybody in order. Because there ends up being quite a lot and I end up not getting through everybody, so yeah. Obviously, if you make like a donation, I'll prioritize your message in any way. Like I'll do random challenges or anything if you want me to also. But in general, it does go by in order, but it's in order as soon as I stop. As soon as I end one and start the next. Because I'm not scrolling up, because that's just a pain. Then that's the only mech left for me to max. What Tengu is? I also quit a long time, like 2 years, because COD dev scared me from Call of Duty points. Well, I mean, that's fair. And if it's a game that you're just like generally good at, first person shooters I'm not very good at. Because I think I have like very good general awareness of like what's going on around me as a person in real life, but when that does not translate to games at all. Because I can't tell what's happening. And like the sound simulated through headphones, I feel like it doesn't work for me that well. And I can't really determine like what direction things are coming from. You need to stop screaming, Raj. Where's Sentry? He's probably busy. It's only like 20 minutes in to where I would normally start. You know what? I did pretty well with Mr. X twice in a row, so let's go to beams. You know what? Sure. Let's do Missile Rack Guardian. That should be interesting. It also looks really nice on this skin. Look at that. It looks a lot better than some of the other ones. Like this one. Too bulky. Like his... Yeah, the Missile Rack looks super weird. This one looks okay, but I like this one a little bit better. Because of just like the angle of it. It's cool. Alright, let me get to everybody in a second. TTP, I'm not checking hangers right now. But hello, also. Is it just glitched for me? Or does his voice sound like an 8-track had an illegitimate hate child with the Matrix? Well, that's an interesting way of putting it, Gambit. But hopefully not everybody is having that problem. Because it's definitely a situation to find yourself in. TTP, I'll let you guys know later when I'm doing hanger reviews, but it's not right now. We got a kid that shouts, oh, I have noticed. Extraterrestrial Noob Guardian. Noob Guardian? Goodness. Doesn't mean you gotta do it when typing. Some people scream all the time. Oh, the ceiling makes me afraid. My parents are gonna beat me like an adopted stepchild. Gambit, you are like bordering. You just love to dance that little line between demonetization. Not that I'll be monetizing this stream, but still. I feel like that might not be the best habit to have. Okay, I can't use beams like I normally would here, because I just don't have the firepower with the 12s. Actually, could have used the 16 with a... Speed is why I don't use Guardian much. That's fair. If speed is your type of thing, then yeah, you don't really want Guardian or any tank. But you kind of learn to like prioritize where you're going, even if there's somebody going in a different direction. You have to kind of make up your mind. There's usually trade-off there though. Less speed, but you get more firepower, durability, etc. Usually it's durability. We're gonna go over here. Hey, stop that. If I come then fish? I have no idea what you're even saying right now. Aww. Fine. So many freaking Zephyrs, dude. Nope. Surge is worth getting, yes. Surge is definitely worth getting now. I'd consider him one of the best mechs. I'm not sure exactly where I'd place him yet. Possibly number 2 spot. Gotta go? Okay, no problem. You have a pet fish? Oh, no. You got a pet turtle. That's what the water is behind me. It's actually not even that close, but it's really loud, so. That's why I'd already thrown my phone 2 to 3 times due to frustration while using Guardian. I mean, Guardian's really good. Like, again, if you got the patience to use a slow mech, then it definitely pays off. But I guess it depends. Your mic is KO'd. Why? Why is it so bad? So often. Do you want me to change it? I can change it. Hold on. Is this better? You got 9 assists. Well, it was assist beam I was using, to be fair. It's just a ticking sound on a 1-second timer. What? TTP, I'm not doing it right now. I was gonna wait a little bit. I wanted to get through some more of these weapons. I'm actually considering doing... I want to at least do long arm 12 before I call it. Maybe Gauss as well. I got Stasis Beam 8, by the way. I got it yesterday. It's fantastic. But I'm not using Stasis Beam 8. I'm using Thermal Lance 6. And Stasis 16. I want to see Railgun into Missile Rack on Surge. Oof. Now that's definitely an idea. We will try that after this. Sounds like a horrible idea, honestly, but... okay. Your Juggy is very dangerous. It is. It really is. Raj Mohanan, I need you to stop screaming and telling me that you sent me a friend request. I know that you sent me a friend request. If it was through Facebook, I will accept it. If it was not through Facebook, then I will not accept it. Yeah, I should probably go up this way. I couldn't afford to get off the beacon. It would be deadly? No, it would not. You clearly don't understand, like, weapon synergy. Throwing a railgun on something doesn't make it good. Like, railgun Shadow is not good. Just because it has a powerful weapon on it doesn't mean that it is a generally powerful build. I need... Damn it. This guy. He's just spitting meta at me. And my bots are feeding him. Oh my god. Got him. Stop being an idiot, please. Actually, I don't think that's possible. Should probably ask for something a little bit more realistic. Don't worry about me. Well, I'm screwed, but...
I was going to suggest Railgun 16 on Shadow.
Look, I'm okay for... I'm all for it for fun. If you want to do it for fun. Because it can be fun to do that. It's not good, though. That's why... That's what a lot of people trip up on. Hi. Like, look at that guy. Railgun and missile rig. He just throws it on.
It's deadly on Killshot. Trust me, it's super fun build. Okay. It could be fun. That's probably true. Deadly. That's just because Killshot's deadly. You don't even need weapons to do well with Killshot. Like, quite literally. You do not even need weapons. So you could throw long arms on Killshot, and it becomes, you know, super sniper, and people go crazy about it. Until they realize that it's just Killshot's good with everything. Sentry, welcome. People were asking for you. You have all except G-Lock? Oh, so you have Stefania too? On the way to max Faye, G-Lock and Killshot. Nice, nice, nice. What do you... So you have everything in your hangars max except for your G-Lock? It's interesting because most people max that first. Hi, my name is Chicky. Well, interesting. I came here now to do the search token event. I did not. I still need 10 more A coins to get the token. I could spend 500, but I don't really want to, just in case. Okay, there's 3. Uh-oh, there's 2. Okay, so I only need 5 more. So tedious. What were people asking for me? I don't know. They were wondering where you and HQ were. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't tell them before I go live. They got their own lives. Just try Railgun Missile Rack. It's fun, you'll like it. Oh, I'm sure it's fun, and I will try it. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, I am all for trying weird things for the sake of fun. But I don't want people to necessarily go around thinking that I'm telling them that something is good when it's really not. Because now, look, what's the situation that I'm in? I'm in a situation where I physically cannot put on a pilot that's good for both weapons. So I'd have to probably prioritize Railgun, although that's the worst pilot of the two. So all things considered, I'm probably going to prioritize Missile Rack. Put disc 16s on you. But no, we're fine. Wait, didn't I take the... Oh, I didn't take the pilot off. I thought I did. There we go. See, I may as well put the missile rack one on. Gives me an ability implant, so it does more, and it's a max one, so. Railgun pilot because it's your main weapon. Yeah, sure, but then, like, again, you're basically saying, okay, well, I have two weapons, but one of them's not my main weapon, so it's going to just be less used. It's the reason that I stay away from hybrid builds, just in general. I think you understand what I'm saying, though. Like, I would for sure be willing to do this for the sake of fun. But I think you understand why I'm trying to say that, like, I wouldn't recommend anybody to do this, right? It's not like I'd tell people, never mind, you don't have proper pilot. Well, yeah, I don't have a high-level railgun pilot because I don't use railgun that often because it's too OP for me. Wurong, hello. No, my G-Lock isn't max. I said I have max killshot and Fey. Oh, okay. You're gonna crash? Okay, Gambit, no problem. As long as you don't crash the stream. That's all I ask. Isn't it fun to think that Archangel is in the game since Pilot's release and it's not available for us still? Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. It was like that with... who the heck was it? Was it Nova? There was some pilot that it took like forever for them to finally introduce it to the game. Okay, did not get it. Aw, I was really hoping I'd get a twofer. You guys have that covered, I think. Crap. Shit. Never mind. Just forget it. Just forget all of it. Feel free to get close. Awesome. Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, that's... Don't use search then, because he's OP. Well, he is now, yeah. And I also have Stalker as, like, a pink mech. But... Railgun's just one of those staple weapons. Everybody uses it because it's really good, and it's just like, eh. It's not... I can't feel cool or unique or anything. I can't have a lot of fun using something that literally everyone uses because it's just ridiculously good. Not to mention, I find that you can do better if you use long arm for sniping as opposed to railgun. And if you're not using railgun for sniping, then why the heck even have it? Because it's a high damage, low DP. It's got high DPS but low DPM. And there are a few situations where you can take advantage of that, but my general playstyle takes more advantage over higher DPM. Do you love Vietnam? I mean, I've never been there. So... Demon, hello. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about buying railgun. Prefer to get long arm 12 second copy and have fun. Yeah. Yeah, long arm 12 definitely solidified the you know, whole thing for me of not using railgun much. It is one of my higher level weapons. I think it's level 4. Most of my weapons, I get them to rank 6 level 3, and then I stop. And that's because it gets kind of expensive, 200,000. And then from 2 to 3, though, is like 100. Let me see. Okay, yeah, 125, so I thought. So, like, the price just kind of kicks up, and rank 6 level 3 is where I usually stop. What do you think about Vietnam? I've never been there. I ain't gonna judge something that I don't really know much about. But yeah, for me, like, when it comes to sniping, I'd prefer long arm 12 just because it's very close to railgun in terms of damage, and it fits my playstyle more. Even before that, though, I preferred long arm 10 over railguns just because, I don't know, I like the mechanics of it better. We will try this one more time, though. Rocket mortar on Surge. I actually don't have a rocket mortar pilot. I have Faye, but I use her for Gauss rifle. I knew you ain't gonna do it, so never mind. Look, I don't have a good. If they made it not stupid, then sure I would. But not only is it mad OP, which isn't necessarily going to deter me from doing it, because I use some OP builds, but it's super boring to use rocket mortar. You literally just like stand there. You don't even have to move. So you could throw those suckers on quite literally any mech. You could throw them on Arachnos, and people will be like, Arachnos with rocket mortars OP. It's like, no, it's not. Rocket mortars OP. There's a difference. And with rocket mortar, you physically don't even have to move. I don't know. To me, it's just a little bit boring. But it's also partially just the fact that I've gotten trolled with rocket mortar so many times that it's irritating to deal with. Well, goodbye. Cruel world. Wait, never mind. Never mind. Don't even think about it. Clash. Don't even think about it. I saw you thinking about it. He was definitely thinking about it. By the way, Railgun 16 design is not cool enough. That is true. I find myself slightly underwhelmed by the look of Railgun. Like, it looks alright, but, like, it doesn't look like a super powerful, heavy-hitting weapon. Especially not a 16 energy weapon. But it's also because on Surge is like a really... It's not a big mech, but for whatever reason, the model of it puts weapons, like, it makes weapons really small. You know how some mechs make the weapons larger, some mechs make the weapons smaller. Surge just makes the weapons tiny, and almost everything looks kind of dumb on it, not gonna lie. Aw, that was me being a bad shot. I'm not even gonna bother with that. He's got it. There you go. See, like, this build isn't ineffective. You could definitely use it. Just like you can use Railgun on Shadow. I've done it. It's actually not the worst. but like it doesn't necessarily have to be the worst for it to not be optimal, and thus not necessarily something I would recommend somebody to use, is all. Definitely interesting, and I could probably have a lot. I could probably have a lot of fun with that if you know, gave me an hour. I'd probably like throw on some other random builds, but I don't think people have patience for that. I always use mortars at 46 meters minimum range. It's funnier than just standing on spawn. I mean, that's fair. You just like run up to people and use it. But like at that point, you're just like physically hindering yourself. Or like, you know, choosing to use it wrong, I guess, is what I would say. Which is fine, but if I'm going to use something, I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities, which is why I try to use less powerful things, generally speaking, just to see, you know, how good I can get at using it. That's why I like using rocket mortar on killshot, because I'm more aggressive with that than I am with carbines on them. You're more aggressive with rocket mortars when you can't even shoot at them. That's interesting. I mean, whatever works for you, though, right? Like whatever works for you. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to, you know, play the game, how to build their hangar. I'm not gonna try to tell people, you know, what they should or shouldn't do. But if they want my opinion, I'm definitely gonna give it to them. Offensive mortar. Am I 6,000 SP yet? I can be if I wanted to, yeah. Watch, I should be able to just like throw 2 missile rockets on here. Or 12s, I meant. There you go. 6,077. I officially broke 6,000 when I maxed out my stasis beams. Okay. You know what I think? I think we might just do hangar reviews right now. That should be fine. Because what time is it? It's been like 2 hours. Gecko, hello. Oh wait. No, I need the... Give me 2 or 3... I need 5 acorns and they just will not give it to me. I should still have over a day. Could you do mine, please? Well, I will do them in order. So put your IDs in the chat if you want me to do it. If you want me to do yours. And I will pick somebody and then go. And then when I'm done, you can just put your ID in the chat again if I didn't pick you, and then I will pick somebody else. So I'm not necessarily doing it in order, and I'm not necessarily going to get to everybody, unfortunately. But hopefully I do get to you. Red, okay. Alright, Gecko. 9953 220. Shotgun surge. It's very oh, you actually got it rank 4, so you only have 16 energy. That's definitely a good build for that. Because you effectively have like 20 energies worth of firepower right there. And so it's basically a rank 6 right now, is what you're hitting. You're hitting like a rank 6. So that's really good. Stalker with disc launchers Definitely the best stalker build. Nice skin, by the way. I don't even have that one. I need to. Unfortunately, it would require rocket mortars, but you know, maybe I'll do it anyway. Who knows? Who knows? Missile Rack Guardian isn't bad for sure. Long Arm Panther. I would definitely recommend snipers on Panther. Mortars on Killshot. A lot of people prefer mortars on Killshot so that they can kind of escape other people trying to counter mortar them. But if you kind of swapped these weapons, you might actually get some good damage there. Killshot works really well with Missile Rack. Okay, so you got your 12 duplicated, and your 8 you haven't really been doing anything with, so that's good. That's definitely what you want to be doing. Your pilots, you're focused on the range and the damage. That's good. Ability duration. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, what is the plus 15%? So, plus 15% on, what is it, 6 seconds? Oh, 5 seconds. So you got almost 6 seconds worth of time. Shotguns are PM. Fire rate 75 RPM, yeah. So you can unload a shotgun in like 4 seconds. So you don't really need ability duration. What you actually need is ability cooldown. So after stunning somebody and killing one guy, you can get your ability back and do the same thing again. So you would probably want cooldown over duration for that. Just a suggestion. Radius, definitely a good one. Stalker Predator drive damage. That's not bad. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like necessary. Disc launcher reload's probably better than Predator drive damage because disc launcher is, you know, disc launcher is constantly the thing doing damage. Your Predator drive is not always active. Plus, there's like a downside to it, right? Like you take more damage, you deal more damage, you take more damage. It's only effective like half the time, so reload's probably better. The rare disc damage though would not upgrade that anymore because it gets very expensive and it's definitely not worth it. Nova, these are all good. Ability duration does not do anything on Guardian actually, because Guardian does not put things into a set cooldown. Everything has its own cooldown. It literally just resets everything. I'm using duration implants so I can have more time to escape. But now you made me think about reload. Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand why you have duration implant. I think I actually have... Well, no. I mean, you could easily use both, right? Both are very good. And more stealth is definitely a good idea. But basically the only thing you really need to consider is like, you know, do you have enough time to get out the full extent of your mag plus a little bit extra if you're in the middle of reloading, right? If you even just 5 seconds, that's enough for you to fire all 5 shots, and then also have like a second to reload afterward. So 5 seconds is more than enough for shotgun to get all your damage out. But then after that, since the reload is relatively quick, your ability cooldown could also be pretty quick. I'm only using Guardian because I don't have higher energy mechs. I mean, that's fair. Guardian is a really good mech. Make no mistake. Guardian's I mean, he's probably pushed down to number 6. He was in top 5, but he's probably like number 6 now. Just because of surge buff. Although it's kind of a debate as to whether or not Zephyr is better than better than Guardian. In my opinion, Zephyr is better than Guardian. So I'm gonna say that. You could replace Guardian with... I mean, you could replace Guardian with Zephyr, but that would be like your only other option to have like a more powerful mech. Like, besides Zephyr, which you kind of already have, you know, you already have Surge, plus you have 3 medium mechs already, so you don't really want a fourth. Guardian is actually your best option. So I would definitely keep it. I would just put the duration on probably something else. So long arm range doesn't do a lot, but I do use it on my long arm pilot just because it has 3 slots and I don't really know what to do with the other one. It does do something, right? Because even though it gives you a small percentage, that percentage is applied to like a really large number. So it's plus 6%, but you're getting like plus 10 meters or something like that. Stasis effect, it's not important. You're spending a lot of implant parts to effectively just make someone slower for a few seconds longer, which is actually kind of pointless because the slowing effect of the stasis barrier is it's the least important part. They're dead if they're inside the stasis barrier. Long arm damage is really good though. You want long arm reload if at all possible. Radius damage and ability damage, those are all really good and relatively equal. If you were to max one first, obviously I'd suggest the radius. But otherwise, very, very good. Very nice hanger. That's honestly probably like the best hanger you can get nowadays in terms of mechs. What else can we play together? I have Max Surge. Tournament King, if it can wait until after the stream, when will you be available? If you're in my Discord, then you can DM me. And we can play later. If that's okay. Pokemon. Hold on. Let me do Gecko first. 97669. That's an interesting ID that you have. Oh, okay. Okay. I have Aegis and Zephyr available, but both have 16 energy, so it means less damage. Yes, I wouldn't recommend putting in another 24 max energy, because you already have 3, and that would mean that your only high damage mech is going to be your Panther, and your Panther is using sniper weapons, which are not optimal for every situation. So what you need is something that does a high damage in a short amount of time, or even, in slightly sustained combat, but is better for close to mid-range. Which Mitzelrack will definitely do, but you don't. You want something with higher energy capacity. Zerand. I'm currently working on Stefania, and Jelenrek is just on Zephyr because of the pilot. Okay, fair enough. You might have to put that back in, though, later. Same thing for me. I don't have any better implant to add. Basically, basic implant crate sucks sometimes. It does. I've gotten pretty lucky on that a few times, but that's about it. Joker, welcome. Okay, but I need to add you on Facebook first, right? Yeah, if we're not friends already, then you're gonna have to add me on Facebook. But, yeah, feel free to just, DM me on Discord. And whenever. And honestly, that goes for anybody. If you're annoying and you spam me, then I'll probably just stop paying attention to you. But, generally speaking, if you wanna DM me on Discord, I'm completely okay with that. Not the best hanger, and I just got Guardian, so I don't know what to put. Okay, fair enough. Let me look at it. Areas with Arc Torrent, that's actually really good, so for sure. This is, well, I'll go build by build. You got the damage upgraded, but you want the range upgraded. You could actually, if you found a legendary range implant, it's actually a better idea to just use the rare one because it costs so much less, like less than half the price, and it has almost the same amount of effectiveness. Javelin racks on kill shot, that will get you pretty far into the game, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking that out. That looks like dash distance. Okay. So the dash distance doesn't really do you a whole lot. Basically, you're spending on an epic implant, which is a fair amount of implant parts. You're spending a good amount, a relatively large amount of implant parts on just the ability of going a few extra meters when you dash, which you don't even necessarily need because when you dash into something or someone, then you're not even using the full extent of your thing. Yes, it can potentially get you to a beacon faster, but getting to a beacon does not necessarily mean you're going to keep that beacon. You have to then fight the other people who are also getting there at record speed, and that's going to be your main issue, not getting there first. So I would not even bother with the dash distance. Jav damage those is not bad. I wouldn't recommend upgrading the Javelin Racks or Crow or any of these implants much. Killshot you definitely want to though, but not the weapons or the pilot because you're going to swap those out at some point. In fact, you'll swap the 4s out, the Jav 4s out for Jav 6s. So yeah. Okay, so Arachnos doesn't even have a pilot, but that's fair because you're still pretty new. You don't really want to upgrade Arachnos after this. Just leave him, and then once you get most of your other mechs, once Arachnos starts to kind of not do so well compared to everything else, that's when you just take him out and swap him with something else. Arachnos is basically just like a way to fill one of your mech slots for free, and that's basically it. Once he starts doing bad, then you just get rid of it. You don't bother upgrading it at all. RPG 6 into long arm is definitely an idea. Panther with pulse cannon. Pulse cannons should be okay as early in the game as you are, so, but you're not gonna, ooh, that's unfortunate, because you got a good implant here. The problem is, like, pulse cannons are not good late game. Should I put shotgun instead? On kill shot, yes. Nick to the knack, hello. Alright. So yeah, that's okay. That'll get you some places, but it won't get you terribly far because pulse cannon is a sustained damage weapon and it doesn't do enough damage fast enough, honestly. Guardian with long arm damage and ability duration. So you're gonna want this. What you're gonna want to do is just swap these builds. Because you get literally nothing out of ability duration, and your ability duration is level 4. Also, I wouldn't recommend upgrading rare implants any more than 2, maybe 3 times, unless it's Arc Torrent range. That one just upgraded to Oblivion. Max it out, because that's the only rare implant that you actually want to be upgrading, really. Guardian doesn't get any usage out of ability duration. Arachnos does. Not much, but it does. And you'll get more usage out of the fact that it's the long arm pilot, well, sniper pilot, and the long arm damage if you put 2 long arm mates onto Arachnos, because 2 long arm mates obviously deal more damage than a single long arm 10. So, yeah, so just like swap those builds around. In terms of Guardian, though, Missile Rack 8s would actually be a really good choice, I would say. That is what I would go for. Bro, I got not one but two legendary Juggy Shield implants. Nice. I actually have a Juggy Shield implant too. I don't think I have it on anything because it's not super convenient for me to equip pilot like specific implants onto things because I try so many different things. But if I slow, then it's good. I don't know what you mean by that, Gecko. Sadly, don't have Misrag. Well, I didn't think that you did, and that's okay. That's just something that you can save up for. This build right now, or this hangar setup, this should get you fine. This will be okay for now. You could leave javelin racks on here for now if you really wanted to. You don't necessarily need to swap them out right now. But what I was saying is just swap these two builds and then keep it there until you can get Missile Rex. Then you just put Missile Rex onto Guardian. Or you could put double RPG 6 onto Guardian. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Because you got 8,000 damage per magazine. Yeah. Well, that's 20,000 damage per magazine. But then you got 12-second reload speed. And you're only firing one shot per second. So that's 17 seconds. 20,000 over 17 seconds. So that's a little over 1,000 per second. As opposed to RPG, which is 2 shots per second. So that's 3.5 seconds. So over 11.5 seconds, you're doing 8,000 damage, which is a little less than 1,000. So two RPGs on Guardian wouldn't be horrible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Wouldn't be great, but it wouldn't be horrible either. It's an option if you don't want to use double long arms or 2 long arm builds. Do we put the ID in here or post somewhere else? Oh no, it's just in here. Steve S. I gotcha. 3, 6, 2, 4, 5, 4. So as soon as I finish with somebody, then I'll start with the next person. If I tried to do it in order, there's no way I'd be able to keep up with chat, so. Not much progress in my ID from last time. But what do you think about my ID? Okay. I will see about that later. Hopefully. Better name fitting the man. Hello, Syntax. Oh, Syntax, actually, you won the A-Coin giveaway, didn't you? Or at least a Syntax, I don't remember. Could have been a different one. A different Syntax. Liar Syntax. So Missile Reg Zephyr is really good. Arc Torrent Ares is also really good. Long Arm Panther is also really good. Disc Launcher's Guardian is also really good. But Disc Launcher's Stalker would be better, so I would honestly just like swap these builds. Unless your goal is to get Mortar Kill Shot, in which case... Honestly, in which case, just buy the 8s. You know? Just buy the 8s, equip dual rocket mortar 8s. Don't bother upgrading them, because you're obviously not going to use it. But there's no point in having a 10, because you're not going to use that either, right? And there's no point in upgrading the 10. You're going to want to upgrade the 12. And you will use the 8s again at some point once you get your kill shot to 20 energy and you have a single 12 and a single 8. So may as well just get the 8s and not worry about that. You have a sniper. Oh goodness. Okay. Well, so close range pilot, good. Missile pilot, good. Long arm pilot on sniper pilot on Guardian, and guided pilot on Panther. I'd at least put sniper pilot on Panther. But mortar radius, that's good. Mortar damage and ability damage. Both good choices, but I would not upgrade them any more than that. Ability cooldown and long arm damage. So you're gonna want long arm reload as quickly as possible, basically. But that's about it. Not bad. Oh, by the way, about the A-coin thing, I didn't get anything, did I? I mean, you can watch the winner video, but no, I don't believe you did. The prizes should have been sent out, though. They told me that they sent them, so. Ruffles, I forgot if you covered this before, but what's better, Surge or Disc 12? Sorry, you approved that comment, so it like pushed your thing down. I wasn't ready for it. Definitely Disc 12. And that's because you can get by with lesser mechs a lot longer than you can get by with lesser weapons. Like you can run an Ares, right? You can run an Ares with Disc 12, and you'll be a lot better off than if you're using like, you know, Killshot or Surge with, you know, some weapon that's not particularly great. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a weapon that's like decent but not great. Stasis Beam's garbage is the only one I can think of right now. Carbine. There we go. I don't know why it took me so long. So, like, Carbine Surge is a lot worse than Disc Launcher Ares. Just for example. Now, obviously, that's, you know, I could make a lot of different examples under the same logic, and they wouldn't always be, you know, strictly one is better than the other, but generally speaking, you're better off getting the better weapons first, and then the better mechs afterwards. Because a mech is really just its ability, right? Like its speed, its HP, and its ability. A lot of mechs have relatively similar speed and HP, so they don't necessarily require completely different playstyles for that alone. So it comes down to the ability, and the ability is not used quite so often as the weapons themselves. So, yes. Sorry, Ruffles, I gotta go. No problem. Guys, chill with the IDs, please. Yeah, pretty much. I will get to you guys later. In a second. Put them in when I'm finishing. Because if I were to finish this off, and then I go back to the chat and I'm looking for IDs, none of these are ones that I'm going to see. I'm not going to see any of these because, you know, I'm still doing one. So by the time I finish, they're gonna be pushed up and I'm never gonna see them. Hello, DJ. Thanks for the review. No worries. But yeah, that's largely the only thing that I would do. Let me see. You have, ability duration does not do anything on Guardian, so I would take that off and put it on Zephyr specifically. Although missile rec damage is pretty good, and you definitely want the missile rec reload. Legendary arc range. If you have a rare arc range, it would be so much cheaper. Like, you could upgrade legendary to like level 4 with the same amount that you could level up a rare to like maximum. So, especially if you're free to play, it's just a generally better idea, unfortunately, because it's such a hard implant to find. All right, Joker, 5714386. All right, Railgun Longarm 12. Oh, you got a beam Ares. That's pretty cool. Carbine Guardian. I like that. I like that skin. I wasn't able to get that skin, unfortunately. I also like this skin. It's the only Redux skin. It's the only legendary Redux skin. And I don't have it. I really want them to make another one. But, okay. So something you do not have is Disc Launcher, and that is probably the best weapon in the game. If you're trying to get by without using Disc Launcher, just because, you know, you can, then that's great. But, and, you know, kudos to you, and it's basically the summary of what I do, right? Is just try to get by with generally worse equipment. But otherwise, if that is not necessarily your goal, definitely want at least the Disc 12s on. You could put them on Guardian for now. They're definitely going to be better than carbines. And then until you max out your kill shot, then you're definitely going to want them on kill shot because that's a bit better. Beams on Ares should be interesting. It's a pretty low level, and I get the feeling that like this is something you're just messing around with, so I'm not necessarily going to crack down on that. Arc Torrent kill shot's pretty good. Redox is a good mech for rocket mortar, purely because you can throw a rocket mortar on anything and it'll be fine. So Redox is a good source of, you know, 32 max energy where you can just like throw a couple rocket mortar 12s without having to max the mech out. Okay, so you got a long arm 12, but it's not very high level because you're just waiting for the last level of Panther, it would appear, and that's fair. That's fair. Don't waste your resources if you don't have to. So railgun range and railgun damage. If you have railgun reload, you definitely want that more. Caustic radius, okay, okay. Mortar radius and mortar damage, all solid. Arc range, you have that maxed out, that's good. Arc damage and ability damage, all pretty good. Oh, stasis beam damage! I'm looking at it right now, Joker. I am the most jealous. I am the most jealous a man can be. Because I have been hoping for a legendary stasis beam damage implant. An epic stasis beam damage implant exists, but I don't know where it exists. Because if you go to the Mech Arena Master database, it doesn't even show it as a thing that you can. It doesn't show it whether you get it in the only in the crates or if it shows up in the shop. I'm pretty sure it only shows up in the crates though. That makes me sad because that is so good. Damage and mag size, that's pretty good. Alright. I have the legendary stasis beam damage on my alt. Well, good for you. I'm very happy for you. No. Really though, I really hope they buff stasis beam, and then in that case, like that could actually be something that you could use later. Bro, actually they showed a Thanksgiving skin, Redox skin in an ad, but never made it into the game. Well, that makes me really sad, because I don't even remember that. And the one time that they don't add a skin into the game is for when it's I think it's literally the only mech that only has one legendary skin. I'm fairly certain it is the only mech with one legendary skin. And that makes me really, really sad. Because it's a fun one. I haven't used it in a while, though. It really needs a buff. It really, really does. Shaju, you're going because I'm not checking yours. Well, don't spam your ID because I check it. I check for a new ID as soon as I finish with the old one because I can't very well. I see yours, Pokemon. Please stop spamming it. 6-4. I can't very well check your ID while I'm in the middle of doing someone else's now, can I? Okay. I see shotgun grenades on kill shot. That's a pretty good idea. Although shotgun nades on Zephyr could be better. But they're fairly similar, and you know, you could try swapping these builds around. Let me check the pilots actually. Shotgun range, shotgun damage, that's good. Missile rec reload and missile rec damage, that's good. So what you could do is you could put the weapons, like swap the weapons, swap the pilots, and just see how you like it. It won't cost you anything, and that's why I'm saying that you should do that. Try it for like 4 or 5 games before making a definitive decision. And if you like it better, cool. You know, that's something that works better for you, and now you know that it works better for you. If you don't like it better, just switch it back. No problem. Mortar and Javelin Rack on Guardian. Fair enough. Javelin Rack's a good placeholder for another mortar. You got mortar damage and kill shot dash distance. Okay. So I'm gonna assume you were using kill shot with your mortars at some point, which is fair, but the dash distance is not very useful, and I wouldn't bother with it. I'd say ability damage is better, just like general ability damage. Arc torrent range, arc torrent damage. Max out that range, by the way. Predator drive damage penalty. That's not bad, but like if you got an arc torrent mag size, that might be a little bit better. Panther stasis time, would you stop? Panther stasis effect duration. So all this means is that you're spending a lot of implant parts purely for the sake of making it so that anyone caught in your stasis barrier is slower for longer, and that's not very useful. Because if they get stuck in your stasis barrier, by the time they get all the way through, they're probably already dead. And that's just a general fact. It's very, very rare that someone gets all the way through a stasis barrier, even if it's a real player. Like if they're stuck there, they're kind of screwed. It's kind of over. You're much better off with like a carbine reload or something. Carbine nades are not an awesome weapon to have. You probably want disc launcher aids instead, not gonna lie, but I think carbine nade actually costs more than carbine 12, if I'm being completely honest. So I hate to break it to you, but you probably wasted a lot of resources on that. Otherwise, that's a pretty solid hanger. It's a pretty solid hanger for sure. It was shown in Edge before everything unlocking, before the everything unlocking glitch. Oh, okay, okay. Why are there so many nicknames for Ruffles? What glitch? I never knew about that. Oh yeah, Zoran, that happened like almost a year ago. Did that happen last year? I don't remember. I need you to stop. Got it from free crate, but also got 2 epic stasis beam damage. Well, I'm super jealous because I literally have only been able to find rare stasis beam damages. I need you to stop. That reminds me, I should do the weapon spec in that alt. Yeah. Okay, Zoran next. 289 828 22. Yes. Clarence Senna. Ooh, beams. Okay. Invite me again and I will block you. Stasis beams on Guardian. That's a lot of fun. Well, I mean, just beams in general on Guardian. Block. If you spam invite me and I don't accept it, chances are it's not because I didn't see it all 300 times and just accidentally declined it all 300 times. It's because I don't want to join. Gosh. Disc Launcher 8 on Stalker is fantastic. With Stefania, too. Legendary ability cooldown. I actually don't even have a legendary ability implant. Like, general ability. Like, cooldown damage, duration, that sort of thing. I have quite a few legendary mech-specific implants, but... Predator Drive vulnerability. Not awesome. You want, instead of the damage penalty, you want to put on Disc Launcher Reload, just in general. You just want Disc Launcher Reload. The radius is the one that you want to upgrade the most, though. But that's really good. This is, yeah, You should not be ever using missile or javelin rack on Zephyr. It is pointless because its ability literally allows you to come out of cover and then get like behind somebody or, you know, get in front of them with weapons that deal massive amounts of damage. Like, you know, Shotgun 8. Actually, Shotgun 8 would be fantastic. Put on a single Javelin 8 on Tengu, it doesn't even matter, but like two Shotgun 8s on Zephyr would be so much better. If you really want the Shotgun 8 on Tengu, which I wouldn't really recommend because you're only able to use one, and it's definitely a good weapon that you don't want to waste. But if you really wanted to do that, then you could put the Javelin racks on Killshot, which is also not bad. It's something that gets you through early and mid game, and you know, it's workable for a little while. I just wouldn't recommend keeping it there. You don't really have any long range, actually. You have 0 snipers. So what you probably want, since you have 3 medium mechs and a light mech and a heavy mech, you probably want Panther in here. And I would put that in, honestly, instead of Tengu, because Tengu's not that good. If you really like using Tengu and it's just a lot of fun, you could swap out Zephyr, because your Zephyr is not doing anything with those Javelin racks. But yeah, put Panther in with probably long arms. I could check the rest of your pilots. Missile rack, reload. Ooh. Between the two, you definitely want the reload on there more. So upgrade the reload more than the damage for sure. Ooh, stasis beam damage. That's pretty cool. And ability cooldown. That's also good. Although if you want to build a permanent beam thing, you could do like stasis beam reload or mag size. That's also good. Javelin rack range. Good implant, bad build though. Shotgun range, that's pretty good, and shotgun damage. Cool. Legend Rider, oh man, I see all 4 of your comments. My good sir. 96979. I never got Disc Launcher Reload. Oh, okay. And Jav 8 is just placeholder. Placeholder for what? Though. Like, you already have missile racks on. Like, you already had, like, the best weapons for Zephyr. You already had those on other things. So, not really sure what it's placeholder for. You definitely need to swap some things around. Javelin would be much better on Tengu or even Killshot. Like this is really good. Shotgun 8s on Zephyr is fantastic. Javelin on Killshot are not the best. You know, like your main mech is probably Killshot. Let me see. No, your main mech is Panther. But you probably use Killshot more than you use Zephyr. Right? Because it's just a generally better mech. But regardless, you know, like it's a better idea to slightly hinder the mech that you use a little bit more and then make this one a lot better than to swap these weapons around, make Killshot with the, shotgun nades, which would be a really good build, by the way. Killshot with shotgun nades is fantastic, but the Zephyr with javelins is basically useless, in which case you essentially have, like, really good mech, and then just garbage mech, as opposed to really good mech, pretty good mech, pretty good mech. Actually, well, this is actually really good mech. So, like, you get what I'm saying. Like, overall, you definitely want to, like, optimize between the two. You want it the way that it is right now. Killshot specifically, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Panther, and that's the reason that so many people insist on putting disc launchers on Panther, because individually, Panther is better with disc launcher than any other weapon, for sure. But that doesn't mean that as a full group, it is the best setup that you could have. Like, if your options were disc launcher and long arm on Killshot and Panther, you would definitely prefer to have the long arms on Panther rather than Killshot, regardless of whether or not Panther's better with disc launcher. You want to be able to optimize your builds. Also, you need your last mech there, because that's going to be important once you start running into real players. Honestly. Actually, Arctron will probably be better on Killshot, and then just throw the jabs on Brickhouse, because Brickhouse isn't even that good. You're not playing? I'm not playing because I am doing G? I don't understand what you're saying. If you quit, why get a review? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you quit? I am doing G. I don't know what that means. Orville's telling review seriously, and to find he stopped playing the game. What is G? I'm so confused. Aquabeak, I'm with you, man. What is G? Have you quit the game, or are you still playing? Because this definitely looks like something that, was at least semi-recent. G is an intertest in India. Okay. So he's taking an exam. I mean, he shouldn't be watching if he's taking an exam, but that's fine. I just want to make sure that he didn't, like, quit the game. His India competitive exam. No worries. I hope you do well. You probably should be focused on that instead of this. Yeah. If you're doing that right now, I'm gonna say you should probably focus on that. And maybe next week. Yeah, I think generally speaking, I'll just quickly go over it. You really just want the last mech in there. That's really it. And you could maybe swap these weapons. I'll tell you that much. You should definitely focus on that exam. Good luck, though. Right, who's next? That was interesting. Aquabeak. Me sitting here in a chair while waiting for my hanger. Just wait, he'll be my mech hanger. Well, look, if you don't put your ID in the chat, then I'm not going to be able to see it. Because I for sure ain't scrolling all the way up until I find it. That's what I used to do, but now it's just too many people. But by the way, what do you think to start a War Robots as a total free-to-play? Is that what you're doing, Joker? Or is that what you want me to do? I have kind of been entertaining the idea of playing War Robots again, not gonna lie. Plarium wants you to focus on your exam. It definitely does not, but to also focus your wallet on Mech Arena. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, 309 or 8 3084 8248. Aquabeak. I started a free-to-play new War Robots account in December. Don't play much. I mean, that's fair. War Robots got very... It's so drone heavy, and it's honestly depressing to even watch because there's just so much going on, and absolutely none of it's even the weapons anymore. Like it's I don't even know what's happening, but it's not fun like it used to be. It definitely used to be fun. And I actually loved the inclusion of pilots and titans in War Robots. Drones, no. Drones was too far. Pilots and titans, though, were fantastic. I got ruined by titans so many times, but it didn't even matter. Like, it was super cool because it was like in the middle of this big competitive match, there was like this stupid boss fight that you had to deal with. It was absolutely amazing. Pulse Cannon Guardian is not ideal. I'm gonna assume from your SP that you haven't unlocked a whole lot of different weapons, so just hold on to this. This is fine. Just hold on to this until you get Disc Launcher 8, and then focus on getting Disc Launcher 8 because you really want some kind of Disc Launcher basically as fast as possible. They added a PvE mode recently. Well, that sounds kind of dumb. Not gonna lie. Like PvE mech games, not a fan. Not impressed. That's why I'm not at all excited for a PvE mode for Mech Arena. But I guess that makes sense as to why they're adding one, is because apparently they added one to War Robots. Your implants, yeah, those are fine. I wouldn't worry too much about the implants or the pilot for Guardian, just because these aren't weapons you're keeping long term, so just kind of keep them at base level. Don't worry about it. Jav reload, Jav damage, those are good. You could, if you wanted to, upgrade your implants and your pilot a little bit more, because you'll probably swap your Jav 4s out for Jav 6s once you get kill shot to 12 energy, and you'll keep that for a while. And then once you get them to 16 energy, you'll probably be putting the Disc 8s on that you got for Guardian. So Samson with mortar radius and damage. Fair enough. You have your mortar 8 still level 6. You definitely don't want to worry about that. Just focus on getting a mortar 12 and then just do that. What is PvE? It's like a game mode instead of PvP, which is what the game is technically supposed to be, which means player versus player. PvE is player versus entity or player versus environment, where it's basically just like yourself against a bunch of bots, which could be like a boss battle or like swarm horde defense, whatever. That type of thing. Long arm damage ability cooldown. Wait. long-arm damage on the Ares, and so you definitely don't need the long-arm damage on your Ares. I'm seeing that for sure. Player versus environment, I think it is. It's also player versus entity, is whichever one you prefer to use. I think it goes both ways. Generally speaking, though, long-arm Panther is pretty good. Arctorrent Ares is definitely pretty good. And these are not bad also. Just focus on a few of those, like pilot changes and save up for Disc Launcher next. I'm broke. That's fine. It's about playing and saving up. Play in tournament as often as you can, basically. Player wants you to focus your credit card on them and your attention on exams so you can get a job to pay off the credit card to come back for more. Oh, that's fair, Syntax. That's fair. They probably do want you to focus on your exam, don't they? On Ares, sometimes I change arc with long arm 10. That's definitely not a good idea. You absolutely want the arcs on there because they are much better. Because they evil. Alright. Axel, I will get to you. 1402. 1810. Wait. So you're inactive? Hold on. 1402 1801. Yeah, that's definitely your ID. Well, so you're an inactive player who's done literally nothing. Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say you probably gave me the wrong ID. I'm broke because I'm free to play. That literally doesn't even matter. I have so many friends in my clan members. I have so many clan members that are completely free to play. They've only been playing for like about as long as I have, like a year or so, and they have like 5,000 squad power. You gotta play some. You gotta be smart about it. You gotta play tournaments. You can't use the free to play as an excuse for everything. I'm gonna go grind so by. Okay. Fair enough. You're gonna check it, Axel? Oh, okay. If you're free to play, you have to play a lot. You need to grind to make up the difference. Yeah, I mean that's true for every game. If you expect to get the same amount with the same amount of work without as like pay to win players, if you expect to just be able to like play like 1-2 matches a day, get your daily tasks done, and then just stop for the day, like that's definitely not how any game works. Every game, if you want to be free to play, you have to grind it. But that can be fun. Oh, the sound isn't as bad on YouTube. Well, it's actually not. It's actually not that bad right now. Turtle's water filter is usually super loud, but it's not that loud right now. All right. Well, if anybody else wants me to check theirs, I'll wait for Axel. Just curious, do you agree with the pilot's feature? I agree with the pilot's feature. I don't agree with the way that they went about it. I think if they added 2 sets of pilots, one that increased weapon damage, another that, well, one whose innate skill increased weapon damage, and then another whose innate skill increased mech HP. And then they added implants that increased, you know, weapon stats, but also implants that increased mech stats, like general HP buffs. The game is like the inclusion of pilots just turned everything into, like, for reference, if you have a max out pilot, the best that you can get is 40% more HP and 100% more damage. So it's just like massively leaning towards the side of damage, and then I don't agree with that at all. I think the best part about like mech games is the fact that, like, you know, they're big war machines, and they're firing at each other, and it takes a decent amount to take one down, and it's a good feeling. But not with math damage. You somebody in one shot, then you're like, ah, dang. That's kind of disappointing. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm free to play, and battles aren't very hard as long as matchmaking behaves itself. Yeah, I mean, that's true of anything, though. Like, any pay-to-win player, if they're not playing in a squad, they could just as easily get put up against a full squad of other pay-to-win players, and they just get destroyed. Mech Arena cycle, getting high SP players in CPC. Grind 5v5 for Disc Launcher 12. Again, getting high SP players and crushed by bots in TDM. No worries, get crates and play CPC. Again, getting high SP players. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, going up against real players can be tedious. Once you get to like higher SPs, then you don't really fight a lot of real players because there just aren't a lot of real players that high up. I haven't fought a real player. Like, I've fought a few today, but I haven't fought very many. Like, less than 5. I've less than 5 games, anyway, in the past, like, week, probably. War Robots PvE. You just try to kill swarms of the same enemies without dying. You get random robots with random weapons, and use your rewards and with random weapons to use, and you get better rewards the more kills you get. Okay. I see what you're saying. Classic PvE, which is usually swarm defense. Not a boss fight, but swarm defense. I mean, that sounds like it could be fun as like a standalone game, but I wouldn't say that that's War Robots type thing. Like, 148. Sorry, syntax. I will get to you. 02. Here we go. I've seen you in a few of our customs. Arc Kill Shot, that's pretty good. Missile Rex Zephyr, that's pretty good. You got MD, I love it. Paragon. Guardian. So, these are both really low. And to me, that looks like you're trying to use the matchmaking glitch to go up against lower power players so that you can ruin their rank 2, rank 3 selves with, you know, rank 4s, rank 3s and 4s. I forgot to switch it. Okay. Fair enough. These 3 are pretty good builds. If you have a Panther, Panther's probably better with long arms. Those are good implants. You want reload instead of range, if at all possible. You want missile rec reload, not ability cooldown, because your ability will come back before your weapons even do, and at that point, it's not really a lot of reason for it. Arc range, yep, max that up. He boys played. Yeah. Sentry's like, he's played. You view my baby account, maybe. No. Why? I don't even know why you have a baby account. You're not even in Division 1 yet. Let me find syntax real quick. 31880. Like, there's not a lot I can say when it comes to, like, really, really new accounts, because I know that... Also, congrats on the Acoin syntax. I remember that you were one of the people who won. At least I'm pretty sure. If I remembered it wrong, then I feel dumb. Dino facts you probably didn't know. Okay, I'll get to you in a second. Panther with disc launcher. Between like all of your options, yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Disc 16 on Guardian, interesting. I mean, just for because you have Rosa and Stefania, it's not a terrible idea to dual wield the disc launchers. However, disc launcher's probably better on Killshot. Shotguns are definitely better on Zephyr. And then you can throw the missile racks away because they're kind of subpar, and because of the reload mostly. Good damage, but just not great reload. Shotgun can do basically the same damage, and even more in a single mag, and then just get general better DPM. And then you replace, instead of missile racks, you put on shotguns, and then for Panther you use long arms. Or, yeah, double long arm 8 should be fine. I would definitely go for that, because you need a long range in here. You have 0 long range. So if you go up against somebody with a sniper, you are pretty much screwed. Arc torrent range, legendary, super hard. I want to say it's a super rare implant, but it's clearly not a rare implant. But you get what I'm trying to say. It's a hard implant to find, but it's not really worth it. You could max it out, and it gets you like 5 extra meters than a rare one would, so it's not even worth it. The rare damage, though, you don't want to upgrade. Don't bother with that. These are good. You have ability duration on here, which isn't doing anything. You could take it off for free, so I would take that off and put on anything that would do something. If it would do something, put it on there. Ability cooldown, damage, radius. Okay, good. Here's the issue that you find yourself with, though. This is why I say it's not generally a good idea to like dual wield the same weapon. Is because this pilot just has crap in terms of implants, because all of your best implants go to one pilot. And, just like one setup generally suffers, as opposed to having a setup that, has a different kind of playstyle or optimal environment, right? Like if there was a good map for disc launcher, you ain't even thinking about Guardian. You use Panther. And then if you die with Panther because of something that happens, like say there's another player on the enemy team who's like mortaring you, or there's some reason as to why you can't really use disc launcher against them. Again, you're not even thinking about Guardian. You're using something else because it has slightly better or slightly different optimal environments and playstyles and whatever. So that's generally the reason I would say don't bother with it. But since they're both really good weapons, you definitely could. And you have 2 really good pilots as well, so you definitely could if you wanted to. Still would trade for the Killshot custom. Yeah. Well, look. I can't do that. I wouldn't normally have the 2 disc launchers, just wanting to get XP on Stefania. That's fair. I know, going to switch out the legendary arc range for a rare. Okay. Waiting for the scrap discount to switch. Oh, that's true. That's always an issue. Just now got epic arc ammo. Should I have epic arc? Epic arc damage on kill shot or epic arc ammo? Okay. So, generally speaking, they are kind of the same, right? Because with damage and ammo, you have it's basically the same thing. You get either more damage just from the damage implant, or you get more damage from being able to fire for longer. And it's the same percentage amount of damage, almost. I think ammo does slightly more. But using the damage implant, you get that damage out faster, which means that you kill the enemy faster, and they deal less damage to you. So you actually want the damage over the ammo every time, unless it's like a rare versus an epic. The good old beacon. 3450 4025. Pray to win. I love that name. It's fantastic. So you're a very newer account, so it's hard for me to like necessarily tell you to do one thing or another, because what you're going for in endgame is not not necessarily what you should be going for right now. Here's what I can tell you though: don't upgrade Arachnos. Leave it as it is. As soon as Arachnos becomes something that you find doesn't work very well, which should be very soon, as soon as you realize Arachnos isn't working too well for you, get rid of it. Don't upgrade it to make it better. Get rid of it, because it is not something that you'll keep later. It's not something that you want to keep later. So just take it out, swap it with Guardian, ideally. What's another good mech to have in here? Yeah, your XP. Hard to say. You could use Guardian and Juggy, but that would put you at like a lot of... That would put you on a lot of like slower, heavier mechs. Which, you know, if that's something that you like, then for sure. But definitely Guardian and probably like Shadow or something if you... Just using for free 300 A-coins. Beams. Fair enough. Actually upgraded to finish the task, to finish a task. Oh yeah, if you upgrade like a random mech, yeah. A lot of the times I'll just like upgrade the lowest level thing that I have, so it costs me the least amount. And then I'll just do that. But you want to get the last slot as quick as possible. Replace this with Guardian once you see that it starts to, you know, taper off. And then for the last mech, maybe Shadow. Maybe Shadow. Maybe even like Lancer or Paragon if you want to like throw mortars on it. On the Paragon anyway. And then Lancer you could just use as like a beacon runner. But otherwise these are okay. You want to get Arc 6 for Ares, but you probably don't have that unlocked yet. Dino facts you probably didn't know. I will check you out now. 3432 8063. Host Eagle. Okay. You don't see a lot of missile rack Panthers, so it's a specific task. Oh, okay, a specific task of upgrading Arachnos. I mean, that's fair. If it gets you more than you spent, or if you know what you get is more worthwhile to you than you spent, then that's completely fine. This is the skin that I also use for my Arachnos, so like when I looked from the chat to the screen, the first thing I saw was Arachnos, and I was like, wait, that's my hanger. But no, other people have this skin too. They just normally don't use it. It's used as a placeholder to switch mechs. Fair enough. Found one good use for Arachnos. Oh, okay. Yeah. Arachnos is definitely a good placeholder. When you first get it, it's good because you get it at rank 3. And it's a great way to fill up your mech slots. But then you just want to not upgrade it, and as soon as it starts to do bad, you just get rid of it, and that's basically it. That is the life of Arachnos, which it shouldn't be. Like, regardless of whether you get it for free. You know, like, people are arguing, well, you know, Redux should get a buff first because, you know, you get everybody has Arachnos, everybody gets it for free. Everybody's got Killshot. Everybody gets Killshot for minimum in-game currency. It's basically for free. No one has spent money on getting Killshot. It's the same deal. There's no legitimate reason that Arachnos should be completely garbage. People probably do more work on the Derby event to get Arachnos than they do in the game to get resources to buy Guardian. And there's no reason that Guardian should be so much better. Because they are both rare heavy mechs. They should each have their own kind of, you know, their own thing. There is like a giant truck outside, and I don't know what it's doing, but I want it to leave. Frankie Zyborg, hello. Sorry, I just saw that. We're doing hangar reviews at the moment. That is me. Yeah. No, I know. I was just reading. Sorry. Long arm Arachnos isn't bad. It's better on Panther, and Misrex shouldn't actually be terrible on Arachnos, I'm not gonna lie. So I would probably swap those, just in general. Although you have 20 energy on your Arachnos, unfortunately you leveled him up. If you really want to level this guy up, then that's definitely an idea. But I would swap him out. I would swap him out with a tank as quickly as possible, basically. Juggernaut. If you don't like Ares or don't have Ares, Juggernaut is fantastic also. Just takes more resources to upgrade him, is all. I got Killshot for a login event, but after a few days of me unlocking it, Killshot which changed to obtained by 30,000 credits. Yeah, well, 30,000 credits is really, really small amount. Like, that's what I'm saying. It costs basically nothing to get some of these early game mechs that are really ridiculously good. There's no reason that just because a mech is free and you didn't technically pay resources for it doesn't mean that you didn't spend more, you know, equal or more time playing the matches, you know, completing the tasks, doing whatever you had to do in order to get it, just for it to be crap. And it's not fair to, it's not at all fair. Anyway, long arm probably work better on Panther. Mr. X better on, actually Mr. X better on Zephyr. Disc launcher on Zephyr is a horrible idea. I don't want to I don't mean to be mean, okay? I'm not trying to be a jerk, call you stupid or anything. But generally speaking, because Zephyr's ability allows it to come out from around corners, then you can use a weapon like Missile Rack to deal a lot of damage. So why would you want to use Missile Rack as opposed to Disc Launcher? Let's just say. The reason is because Disc Launcher has, you know, each weapon has like their pros and cons, right? And you want to match the pros and cons with the ability of each mech. Since Zephyr allows yourself to get out from cover and shoot at somebody without having to worry about getting shot at, you want to pair that with Missile Rack, which its con is that you need to be relatively close to your enemies in order to, you know, effectively hit them because of the slow projectile speed. And you also need line of sight because you can't curve it around shots. But it does a ton of damage. Disc Launcher does not do a ton of damage. It does okay amounts of damage, but its main thing is like the damage radius and the fact that it can curve around corners, which you don't need when you're using Zephyr, so you actually want to just max out the damage capacity, which would be putting Missile Rex on that. Long arms on you, Disc Launchers on probably, yeah, definitely Guardian. Oh, well, no, you only have 12, so Disc Launchers on Guardian. Arc Torrents. on Killshot would be really good, and then Javelin Rex on Arachnos, because Arachnos is kind of garbage anyway. But if you really want to keep long arms on Arachnos, because let's say you don't want to get rid of your single long arm 10 because you wouldn't be able to use a long arm 10 on Panther, then put the Missile Rex on Zephyr for sure. Put the disc launchers on Panther, and then probably just swap these anyway, because Killshot's just more generally useful than Guardian is. Although nice skins, by the way. Killshot's more generally useful. You probably use it more often, and Arc Torrent's a much better weapon than Javelin Rack is. In terms of pilots, focus on the range, and also get another implant on there if at all possible. Anything that does, if it does something, put it on, because it's better than nothing. Same thing here. If it does something, put it on, because it's better than nothing. Definitely the same thing here. Duration and cooldown. Okay, interesting. You want missile rack cooldown or reload. If you have a missile rack reload implant, you just want to use that for missile racks anyway. But that's about all I got to say for you. Actually, I know a guy who bought Killshot for $10 when the price was changed to 1,500 Acorns per week. Okay, so there's probably like a total of 10 people who have spent $10. That's not even that much for a mech. It's not even that much. Like, yes, you could spend, and then maybe there's like an offer in the beginning of the game too, where like you could spend $3-4 to get Killshot early before you unlock it, or like right after you unlock it or something. And that's completely fair. I'm sure some people buy that, but what I'm saying is that generally speaking, you wouldn't spend money. You wouldn't spend any more money to get Killshot than you would spend to finish the Arachnos Derby event. Because some people probably spent to finish the Arachnos Derby event too. At the end of the day, both equals the same thing, and it is... Arachnos should be equal, but is not, and there's no reason for it. Congrats on getting those 2 legendary skins for Killshot and Guardian. Agreed. Yeah, I wasn't even able to get those. I wanted disc launchers, so I got disc launcher. Fair enough. Sam. 3256 9795. SC Pro. Okay. Okay. Missile racks work too well on Panther? I mean, I'm sure they work okay. They're not totally optimal, but they work much better. They work much better on Zephyr. And the disc launchers would work even better on Panther. Ruffles, can you rate my hanger? It's still work in progress, but appreciate inputs on it. Okay, well, I'll get to you later, hopefully. I got Killshot back in beta for $5. Yeah, well, again, I was an idiot and bought Panther back in beta too. I was like, ooh, this looks like a good mech, and it was. Unfortunately, ended up being the best mech, and then I realized I didn't want it. So technically, I spent a tiny amount of money for the best mech in the game, and it's like one of the only mechs that I don't use, which is awesome. No, but what I mean is that the general number, like the general amount, total amount of people that people have spent to buy Killshot is probably equal to the total amount that people have spent to finish random tasks in the Arachnos Derby event. They are probably equal. I used to use Missile Panther when I was 50,000 SP. I loved it. Yeah, same. But between Missile Panther and Missile Zephyr, I can't stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. Missile Rack is so much better for Zephyr, and Disc Launcher is so much better for Panther. By the way, bro, do you remember the hype among the people while the announcement of Arachnosin's Derby event? All suppressed after its performance. Yeah, I remember it. I remember I got excited and I rank 6'd it almost immediately after I got it. And then after that, I used it for a while, and then I didn't use it again because I realized it was garbage. So that was an experience. Paragon with Rocket Mortar. That's not terrible. A lot of people use this late game, actually, because it's like, you could throw Rocket Mortar on literally anything, and it does basically the same. So, Radius. Arc Torrent on Zephyr is not bad at all. Those are good Arc Torrent implants, definitely focusing on the range, so that's good. Missile Rack on Killshot's very good. Instead of ability damage, if you had a Missile Rack reload, that would probably be better. But ability damage is good too. I tried not to get Arachnos to not have to get the blueprints. They forced it on me. To be fair, it continues to show up for everyone who doesn't finish the Derby event. It'll continue to show up like every 2 weeks or something like that, is what I've been told. So you would have just kept getting it until you got it, Syntax. Like, there's no escaping it. Myself, personally, I don't mind that I got it. You know, should be fun. It should be a fun mech to use. And I will max it out after I max out. After I max out, Tengu is the next one I'm doing. And then after that will probably be Lancer, because I'm very close to having the blueprints for Lancer to the point where I actually get the A-coins and like the credits to max them out. I'll probably have the blueprints too. And then after that will probably be Arachnos. So shotgun range, shotgun damage, that's pretty good. Focus on the range. These are all good, and you're focused on the epic long arm reload, which is also really good. So, yeah, not bad. All in all, you don't have a lot of like heavy hitter mechs. You have 2 heavy mechs, and they're both using like long range support weapons where like you can't do a lot of damage to somebody that's kind of close if you needed/wanted to. Tengu is good. Killshot's good. They both do a lot of damage with their abilities and their weapons. Sorry about that. Zephyr's good, but like you don't have anything that can take quite a lot of hits and can deal quite a lot of hits. So I would put a tank in for Tengu, honestly. Tengu's not fantastic, but if you really like using Tengu, then, you know, feel free to just keep your hanger as is, because with certain playstyles, this hanger as it is could definitely work. You do, for the most part, have all of your bases covered. Bye, Joker. Good stream with your motto, screw Killshot. Heck yeah. Members have fancy stickers with the screw Killshot and beams. So that's just like, why would you not at that point? When I first got Zephyr, I put disc launchers on it and got godlike almost every time, but Mr. X are better on Zephyr, and disc launcher is better on Panther. Yes. Yes. It's easy to do disc launchers on Zephyr. The same reason that it's easy to put disc launchers on Panther, as opposed to, like, you know, a sniper weapon or something, and then put like your sniper weapons on something else, is like, and it's not the fact that disc launchers are bad on Zephyr. They might even potentially be slightly better than Missile Rack for Zephyr. The thing is that the performance will be very similar. Like, let's say your performance rating of like Zephyr with disc launchers is 100, right? And if you take the disc launchers off and you put on Missile Rex, it goes down to like maybe 80, 85. So it goes down a little bit. It's definitely slightly worse because you don't have as good a sustained firepower. You got like 1-2 shots, and then afterwards you're kind of through with your damage. But that is not all that you're concerned about. You have to take into account your hangar as a whole, and that includes the Panther in this scenario along with all of your other weapons. But just adding a single other mech, changes everything. So for the sake of simplicity, let's just assume, in this case, Panther. Panther with disc launcher would also be, 100 rating, but Panther with missile rack is more like a 75. So you're losing more by putting missile rack on Panther than you were losing by putting it on Zephyr, is basically what I'm saying. Disc launcher is the generally better weapon. There's no doubt about that. It's an okay mech for early 16 energy. I agree. Actually, 98611 84. Yeah. I mean, Erectus is good for early 16 energy, but like again, there's no reason that it should be garbage. Right. Sanji with the Max MD. This is his man right there. I know this, so I'm not going to say anything about that, except that it's amazing. And disc launcher on it is actually not bad at all. Missile rack is also not a bad weapon for it. But for the disc launcher 8, that's definitely not a bad idea. Stefania. It's interesting because you could have put, if you had, oh, okay, so if, I'm assuming you're going to be waiting for, you missed my ID. Oh, Omen, sorry. I am not doing them in order, unfortunately, because otherwise I'd have to scroll all the way up and find whatever. I wanted to have to redo the derby over and over. Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. If you wanted to. They need to boost Arachnos, especially his ability right now, even. With implants, it doesn't do much. Yes. Yes. When I say they need to buff Arachnos, I don't mean they need to, like, buff the HP or the speed stats. I mean that they need to generally buff the performance, which is most notably, yes, the ability. Does literally nothing. I use Arachnos turrets as alarm systems when I'm focusing somewhere else. I mean, that's fair, but that can only get you so far. Because after a while, you get used to being just, like, generally aware of all of your surroundings. You know where all of the enemies are. You have, like, the minimap to reference, as well as just, like, generally keeping in mind, okay, I saw someone was back here, and I can see on the minimap that they did not just die, but I don't see them anymore, so they're probably still back there just out of sight, And after playing for a while, you get into, like, that kind of thing, and it just makes Arachnos as an alarm system kind of worthless. But that is definitely true, that is something that you could use it for. Long arms or railguns should be nice for Panther, I think. That's true, yeah. When an implant discount comes up, I would highly recommend swapping the implants on both of these. Just to get, like, the Stefania with the disc launcher, because that would be amazing. Max G-Log with arc. Very good. Missile rack, kill shot, mortar guardian. These are all pretty solid builds. Ooh, legendary radius and damage. And then crash width, which doesn't do a lot. So although at the same time, like, I would say put, crash reload or cooldown on there, but it's not like you're using mortars, so it's not like you're going to be crashing a lot of people. So width is probably just as well off. Ooh, the damage radius. The missile rack damage radius is an implant you can find in the shop. The thing is that I have never found it, and I don't know why, but it's so mean to me. I have never seen it once in the shop. I know that it's there. Oh my gosh. Would you say Surge is top 5? Yes, I would. He probably pushes Guardian down to number 6. Goodness. What was that? I just got like a really loud beeping sound. Yes, you're waiting on that? Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's really good. In terms of damage versus reload, reload's more important, so definitely do reload over damage. Or did you? Going backwards, sorry. Ooh, a max legendary arc range. That is not worth the implant parts, but since you have it max, that's really good. You get like an extra 5, 7, or like at least 5, I think. It's around 5 meters of more range than a max rare one would. So you can kind of keep them at bay. That's really good. The mag and the damage. Prioritize the damage over the mag. Good stuff. Random RPG damage, which isn't doing anything. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. So you got disc launcher implants on here, and RPG implants on here, so you were just like messing around with that. But you definitely want like railgun or long arm implants. Legendary ability cooldown. Legendary MD heal speed. Legendary MD heal radius and disc launcher radius. That's pretty good. Although, if I may, you might actually want to replace the repair radius because bot teammates are generally really, really stupid and they will just straight up run away from you. And since the radius is like 10 meters, like MD's repair radius is literally like 10 meters. I'm pretty sure. Repair radius 10. Yes. So getting a 40%, a 40% buff to that literally gets you 4 single solitary meters, and that is not even worthwhile. What you want is ability duration, so that you get more heals. Or disc launcher, reload, or damage. But since you're focusing mostly on the mech aspect of this, then for sure, ability duration is a good one. Are you not allowed to scrap legendary implants? You can if you want. They should allow you to have 3 turrets. You could set them up to always get rear side damage. Yeah, agreed. That would be fantastic. There's a lot of like cool applications for that, or at least like allow the turret to capture a beacon, you know, like place the turret down on a beacon and then just like run off and let your turret grab it. That would be amazing. Is missile rack radius implant worth it? Yes. Wait, when there's an implant removal discount, does the game let you know? I don't remember. A lot of times they will announce it on Discord, I think. I don't think the game itself notifies you, though. Yes, I got a mail notice on that. Well, that's interesting. It says in in-game news when there's a discount. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you have your game notifications on, then I guess it probably does. I want to say that they did on Discord, too. Yes, we'll change it for disc launcher damage implant. Fair enough. If I had reload, I would slap that on. Yeah. When I clicked on scrap, they didn't show up. It was strange. You might have to like restart your device or your game. It was just a bit of lag. Or maybe it scrapped it, and it's just going to take a little bit for it to show up. Because what you have to do... I'm just going to... Just in case you haven't scrapped anything yet. You go to pilots, you go to implants. You go to scrap, and then you select something that you don't want, and then you press the scrap button, and it'll automatically get rid of it for you. Yes, I'm keeping the autocannon damage implant. I don't care. I'm waiting for autocannon 8, man. Me and Sentry got matched up the other day against each other. Oh. Sounds like it was a heck of a fight. No offense to you, Bad Nightmares, but my money was on Sentry. Maybe because they were on a pilot. Oh, yeah. If it's on a pilot, then it doesn't show up in your scrap list. When you go to scrap something, it doesn't show up any of the implants that are already equipped. We did? Sentry's like, wait, what? I'm like 1,000 more squad power than he is, I think. That's fine. Legendary B. Oh. So that's you I got a direct message from, Bad Nightmares. Okay, Omen, I will do yours next, sure. Oh my gosh, there's like a truck screaming outside. 3, 5, 1, 3. Now Sentry remembers, I need to know who won. Who won that match? Okay, well, why in the world did my my phone just picked up who won that match? It, for whatever reason, just like randomly decides that it wants to do voice recognition at like the dumbest times. This is good, Hanger. This is looking nice. Shotgun 8s on Stalker are actually really good. You could use Arc Torrent. In fact, I would actually put Arc Torrent instead of Missile Rack on Surge. Two Arc 10s would be fantastic. They're better weapons than Missile Rack, like generally speaking. And if you're using shotguns, then shotguns are better than Shotgun 8's better than Missile Rack 8, but like if you're using Missile Rack 12s, then that's a different story. You probably want Missile Rack 12s instead. I did, but he didn't go down without a fight. Okay. Fine. I'll accept it. Sentry was probably like bedridden or something. He was probably like playing with 3 fingers and 1 eye. I'm joking. I wish I was there to watch that, though. It sounds like it would have been entertaining. No offense, I don't remember losing to you. Oh, not memorable. To be fair, I don't remember losing to a lot of people because I tend to just kind of forget those games. Anyway, yeah, generally speaking, Arc Torrent on Surge. All of these other setups are really good. Disc would be better on Stalker as soon as you max him out. And then for Ares, you could put Arc Torrent, and then you could put Missile Rack back on Surge. Or you could put Missile Racks on Ares, which is actually a really good setup too. In fact, probably better, not better than Arc Torrent, but better in terms of Surge will get more usage out of the Arc Torrent than Ares will. And Ares can get more usage out of the Missile Wreck than Surge will. So that's how I would do it. Once you max out Stalker, just launch it on Stalker. Unfortunately, Shotgun's just going to have to sit aside because unless you're using a light mech, there's no real place for it late game. But Disc Launcher on Stalker, Arc Torrent on Surge, Missile Wreck on Ares. Let's check your implanes. All good. Focus on the reload, obviously. Well, I'm just kind of repeating myself here. A lot of you guys kind of know what I'm talking about at this point. Damage and radius, that's good. Ability damage, too. Ooh, this is really good. It's a really good pilot setup you got there. This one is also good. And this one is also good. Focus on the range. You already got it to where it's gonna be really expensive. So like you could upgrade the reload at this point to like level 5 and no one would blame you. Okay, trying to make yourself look good now, eh? I beat a few people from Omen Clan, don't feel bad about it. Yeah, I beat a few people from Omen Clan. Beat a few people from every clan. I do remember beating you twice in a row, but that wasn't very... you were with your sister who was like 1,000 power. That's how we became friends. Nice. Oh, dang, you forgot about that. You have a bad Sentry. I think you just found your escape here. So now what you do is you say that Bad Nightmares probably doesn't, since he has a bad memory, he probably doesn't correctly remember winning against you that other time. And since you don't remember losing, then you... I'm just kidding. Okay, so... I think that might be everybody. Everybody who's still here, anyway. Because, yes, I could scroll up, but I have no way of knowing if I'm reviewing somebody's hangar who's, like, actually still here. I had my good hangar, too. Alright. 1, 2, 1, 3. You maxed some pilots. I'll check your DM later. Upgraded some. Okay. Beams. Yes. Let it begin. Let it beam begin. Yeah, I said it. Arc Torrent on Zephyr is pretty good. Double railgun. Stasis beam. Amazing. Rocket mortar. Rocket mortar is probably better on Brick House, although you don't have a maxed out Brick House yet. Missile Wreck. It's an interesting one. Not really sure. You definitely need disc launchers somewhere in this. Somewhere in this mess. I mean, probably instead of the beams, to be completely honest, but they're epic beam damage. I'm so jealous. No, but I legit don't remember, because it's rare when I lose, and when I do, I usually remember that person very well to make sure I don't lose again. But yeah, you'd probably beat me if we fought again. See, I would like to say the same thing, but I've gotten paired up against so many like groups of people that I don't even remember their names anymore. I know if I've fought someone before, usually, but that's about it. I don't remember if I've won. Wow, you're still here? Okay, fair enough. I'm getting rid of the brick house for a juggy. Ooh, I'm so close to getting dual disc 12s. I have Stefania. Alright. So, Disc 12 Juggy is actually fantastic, and you could do that. Or you could put discs on Guardian, but, you know, Guardian's got 32 max energy, so disc 12 won't necessarily be fully utilized in that case. But you could put the discs on Killshot, and then the mortars on Brick House up until you, like, get a well-leveled Juggy, honestly. Because the mortars are probably better on Brick House than they would be on Juggy. And the disc launcher, you'd have to put that on a maxed out medium mech, and the only one that you have is Killshot. So getting dual disc 12s isn't really important if you don't have a max Juggy to go with it. Anyway, missile rack radius, that's really good. Focus on the radius and the reload for missile rack, obviously. Focus on the radius for mortar. Ability cooldown, legendary, that's pretty good. Alright, so probably focus on the damage if you're using beams. That's about it. I would say the reload, but that's just a rare implant. You can get a better one, so you don't want to necessarily worry about it. The damage over the range, obviously. The range over everything else, and then after the range, you want to focus on the damage before the mag, because it equals out to be basically the same thing. Like, look. It's a max 23 versus like a max 24, yeah. So it's literally 1% difference at every level. But the difference is that Arc lets you fire for longer and get more damage, but Arc Torrent just does more damage. So you kill the enemy faster, and you don't have to, you know, take as much damage from them if you're taking any damage. So damage is just better than mag size. Yeah, but all I have is weak carbines, so I want disc 12s. That's fair. No, you definitely want discs somewhere in here, but you're gonna want it on Killshot, because double disc 12. The only real option for you is Killshot, apart from Guardian, obviously. You could definitely do Guardian if you wanted to, but apart from Guardian, the only real option for double disc 12 is Killshot, and then you're gonna probably want mortars somewhere in here because you spend so much on the pilot and stuff. So throwing that on like a 12 and an 8 on Brick House would probably be better than like a 12 and an 8 on Juggy, to be honest. Hold on, actually. I did not check. Did I? Oh, I did. Never mind. I don't know why I thought I didn't. Okay. Very nice hangar, though. Very, very nice. So they finally cooled their jets outside. 343 0 694. Ayush. Okay, so this is probably gonna be my last one, because it is getting rather late. A single disc 16 on Ares is not bad. Here's what I would suggest, though. Put the disc 16 onto Killshot, and then put the missile racks onto Ares, because Killshot's much better with disc launcher, and Ares is pretty darn good with missile racks still. Mortars on Panther is kind of a waste because Panther has the best ability, and using that with mortars means that you're essentially just you're not going to really move. You're just going to kind of stand there and let your bot or other teammates, you know, spot enemies for you. Because if you move, you're essentially just putting yourself in a worse situation than you were before. So you may as well just hide in a corner somewhere. In which case, the best ability in the game is essentially going to waste. So you probably want something else on that. Probably I don't know. Like, in terms of everything, this is probably your best your best shot. Though you probably should have Guardian instead of Ares, so that you get more damage, because you have 4 medium mechs and a single heavy. So putting Guardian on instead of the Panther, so you get Guardian with mortars, and then you put Panther instead of Ares, and put long arms and some other type of sniper weapon onto Panther. And yes, your single disc 16 will technically go to waste, but you can throw that onto another heavy mech if you feel like changing it up later. And also you could put on a 16 and an 8 onto a 24 energy mech if you max it out, like Killshot or Stalker, obviously. But generally speaking, it's not worth throwing Ares in there just for the sake of using the disc 16. You don't need to be using the disc 16 because it's not really worth it. Because not only is it a lower level, and you only get one of them, you only have 60 energy worth of damage, which is not a ton, but also you have your implants here, and then you have a lesser pilot with lesser implants here. So you just have a generally much worse setup, whereas you could be optimizing all of it by just switching things around the way that I said. In terms of weapons, these 3 are very good. Instead of missile rack damage, missile rack reload would actually be better. Those are fine. Panther's stasis time doesn't really do anything. It just means that they're slower for slightly longer, which physically won't help you in any way, really. So ability cooldown's probably better, or ability duration if you really want. Radius, yeah, those are good. These are good. Focus the crap out of this Arctorn range, because it's really cheap and it gets you a lot of value. That's basically all I have to say about that. Oscar, didn't I do yours? Did I do yours, or did I do it last time? I don't remember. 25641. I know Lyle said that he wanted me to do his, so I will do that. Okay. Disc Launcher Ares is really good. Disc Launcher Panther is really good. Should you be doubling down on Disc Launcher? Probably not. We'll take a look at what the situation is. So you got one mech with, you don't even have an implant on this. So anything that would do any random rare ability cooldown, random rare ability duration, just throw it on there. Don't upgrade it, just throw it on there. It'll do more than nothing. So you got some decent implants going on here. And that's fine. What I would suggest, though, is putting the disc launchers onto Guardian, getting rid of the carbines and putting on some kind of sniper weapon, because you have 0 range right now. Like, 0 range. Carbine is fairly obsolete at this point, unfortunately to say. So you're going to want some kind of sniper weapon. Arcs on Zephyr, pretty darn good. Missile racks on Killshot, pretty darn good. Check your pilots. You got dash radius, that's a good one. Dash distance is not good, but the radius is, because that actually does something for you. Both of these are the rare implants I wouldn't worry about, though, because you'll get better ones. The range, focus on the range, that's about it. Don't worry about the damage, because that's a rare implant, you'll replace it later. The radius, again, put something on that 3rd slot, because it's better than nothing. I mean, it's a rare damage, so like don't worry too much about it. I would say focus on the mag size if you're going to keep using carbines. Radius and damage, those are both good. You swapped some things? Okay, well, I've already told you what you should or what I believe that you should or should not be doing. So if you did what I said, then that you should be fine. If you didn't do what I said, then you already know what I'm going to say. So you just bought G-Lock. Nice, 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 nice. All right. Well, that was going to be my last one though. So. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Ah, I don't know what that was. All right. Yes. Yep. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it. I will see you Sunday, hopefully. Yep. Bye.